All right, our next comic number 3, if there's one thing I've learned, it's no matter how mad you get at your roommate, don't set his house on fire. From Northeast Minneapolis, please welcome Steve Rath. Here's Steve.
Steve-O.
Steve gave me one of my jokes, too.
Oh, that's right.
So you guys know, is there a movie on this flight?
Attention.
I know there's a number of you that have been wondering for quite a while now, what would a baby look like if Rosie O'Donnell were to hook up with Jesse Ventura? Well, now you know. Have you ever noticed that families will tend to have common bonds? I mean, just to give you an example, I have a sister who lives in Woodbury. She has a black lab. I have a cousin in Burnsville. He has a golden lab. And I have a brother in Coon Rapids who has a meth lab. Last Saturday, I saw a guy get into his car. The back of his car, he had a big gay pride bumper sticker. But he had tinted windows. Apparently not that proud. I saw a guy standing on a street corner. He's holding up a sign that said, "Stranded, please help." So I gave him a flare gun. I was driving by a repair shop. They had a big sign on their marquee that said, "Need brakes? Stop in." I was watching the History Channel last week. That was pretty cool. I finally got to see the Gopher football team play a game on New Year's Day. You know the guy that came up with the expression, "It never hurts to check"? Well, I'm pretty sure he never had a prostate exam from my doctor. I mean, seriously, last time I'm not sure if he was checking for polyps or giving me a throat culture. I mean, I admire a man who gets into his work, but there are limits. Does anybody have a neighbor out here? Anyone? Yeah, me too. He's a nice guy. His name is Bob, but he's not the sharpest. I mean, just to give you an idea, this last summer we're out in the yard and we're talking about movies. And he mentions he had just gone to a garage sale and bought some old videos. So I said, "Well, what'd you get, Bob?" He says, "Well, let's see, one of them is Rocky V." I said, no, Bob, that's Rocky 5. The V actually represents the Roman numeral 5. He says, "Oh, yeah, sure." I said, "Well, what else did you get?" He kind of thinks for a second. He says, "Malcolm 10. You know, speaking of movies, one of the strangest things I've ever seen was at the movies. I'll never forget this as long as I live. When I went to see Michael Moore's movie Fahrenheit 9/11, I walked in the theater and everybody was sitting on the left. You guys ever eat at Rudolph's Barbecue? Anyone? Yeah, they've got some good food. I had dinner there last month and I had leftovers, believe it or not. And the waitress comes by and she looks at my plate and she says, "You want a box for your ribs?" "No, but I'll rest you for the garlic mashed potatoes." I have a friend who lives in Los Angeles, and this last summer he was in town for like a month to take care of some family business. Well, he's here for like 3 weeks, and he tells me he's starting to get homesick for LA. Well, he's my friend, so I figure I got to do something to make him, feel at home. So I broke into his car and stole his radio. We have any football fans here tonight? Yeah. Okay, tell me, have you noticed this? Brett Favre has developed a new follow-through. Have you seen this? Did everybody have a nice holiday this year? Good. Me too. Actually, I'm somewhat of a traditionalist, so this year for Thanksgiving, what I did, I went to the casino so I could spend Thanksgiving with the Indians. I'm Steve Rath, and that's my Grand Casino story. Thank you, guys. You rock!